Welcome to the HCM TV video blog. I'm Chuck Schaefer, and the purpose of this video blog post is to share the strategy and technology takeaways from the 2012 HR Technology Conference. Held in Chicago this year, the 15th annual HR Tech Conference brought together over 2,500 attendees from over 27 countries to network, learn from, and evaluate the technologies that are most impacting the HR, payroll, and HCM industries. And from all that went on, here are my top 3 takeaways that share how the HCM industry is in transition. First, with over 70 sessions and over 60 analysts, bloggers, and press like myself, there was no shortage of conversations to have or topics to listen in on. That said, certain sessions and speakers were more fruitful than others. For instance, Naomi Bloom's Master Panel, Bringing HR into the Cloud, brought together executives from Oracle, ADP, SAP, Salesforce, Workday, and Ultimate Software to discuss how the industry's leading software publishers are approaching the cloud and software as a service application evolution. These are the vendors that are driving the HR technology agenda for millions of employees worldwide, and whether the topic was on the disruptive nature of SaaS, the proliferation of social and mobile, the role of millennials in the workplace, or the increasing calls for HR business intelligence, there was mostly consensus among these companies about where our industry is heading. In the end, though, perhaps the biggest takeaway from this session didn't come from one of the panelists, but from the moderator, Naomi Bloom, who addressed the crux of an issue for both customers and vendors when she said, everyone that vendors go after has to unplug something, and that something has a constituency around it. Equally impressive from my standpoint, though, was the expert panels delivered by those who Human Resource Executive magazine has identified as the world's most powerful HR technology experts, and include Josh Bersin, Thomas Otter, Jason Averbook, Naomi Bloom, and Lisa Rowan. Hosting what was deemed to be the unconference sessions, these experts led participation-driven discussions that revolved around the issues of mobile, big data, software deployment, software upgrades and replacements, talent management, and social media. Highlights included Josh Bersin delivering some interesting statistics for both his mobile and LMS sessions, such as the tidbit that the learning management system market is so fragmented that the leading market share is only 8%, as well as Gartner's Thomas Otter's discussions on SaaS contracts and big data, where he combined research from Alexa Bona and his parent company to give some actual concrete advice on how not to get ripped off. The second big takeaway came from the conference's vendor announcements and entailed a slew of messages from over 45 product and service providers, ranging from the mundane product update press releases to communications about brand new offerings coming into the HR technology fray. But the standouts for me came from just a handful, namely Halogen, Roundpeg, and Cornerstone On Demand. Halogen has always been known for their performance and talent management solutions, but this year's HR Tech Conference gave an even more reason for customers to consider shortlisting Halogen with the announcement of several new product enhancements. First off, Halogen now has a set of enhanced reporting tools and templates, like their new process flow report, that can provide data to analyze trends and make adjustments to timelines, redundancies, and bottlenecks. Second, the company's Feedback Central, Goal Management, and Talent Profile Directory have all finally been incorporated into Halogen's mobile app, which now gives managers and employees the capability to share feedback, track and update goals in real time, and search for relevant talent management data using their mobile devices. Roundpeg, on the other hand, is one of the relatively new additions to the HR technology space, and their conference application debut was focused instead on cultural intelligence, bringing together the often disparate elements of metrics, psychological assessments, and ROI quantification. Taking a comprehensive approach to engagement, Roundpeg facilitates data-driven culture discussions through machine learning algorithms that gradually adjust candidate fit over time to progress toward the goal of being a strong, well-aligned culture. But even more so from my perspective, the true strength of the company's offerings lie in the fact that they bring some much-needed numeric analysis to the world of engagement and culture, and provide the tools to take those measurements and demonstratively show objective progress over time. And finally, in conjunction with the Candidate Experience Awards, or CANDIes, Cornerstone On Demand unveiled enhanced social sourcing for its recruiting cloud. This leading-edge technology that Cornerstone On Demand has always embraced introduces features that allow recruiters, employees, and candidates to share jobs across hundreds of social networks, online communities, and job boards. But in addition, Cornerstone has also enhanced its offering to include job matching, which suggests contacts for specific jobs based on social profile information, and employee referrals, which help engage current employees in the recruiting process and ease the burden of initiating referrals using social networks. Finally, the last takeaway area that needs to be discussed as part of this deeper look into the HR Technology Conference came in the way of research from Cedar Crestone's 2012-2013 HR Systems Survey, the third annual Workforce Management Trends Survey, and SHL's Talent Report. One of my go-to reports for industry-wide analysis, Cedar Crestone's 2012-2013 HR Systems Survey was based on responses from over 21 million employees, representing over 1,200 organizations. This year's research highlighted where HR technology spending is heading, what practices companies should be adopting to optimize that spend, and which benchmarks should be focused on. Although many of the findings were interesting, in the best practices category, the survey revealed figures that support the idea that organizations with business intelligence that integrates workforce and other organizational data outperform those without such integration by 12%. And early adopters of social-enabled processes show a link to 8% higher revenue per employee. Workforce Software's third annual Workforce Management Trend Survey focused instead on the core areas of employee absence leave management, workforce management software and services, and employee fatigue management, finding such interesting tidbits as 49% of all the survey's over 800 respondents use a mix of manual, in-house, and vendor-developed systems. 47% cite that they still deal with too much manual work, and 60% still lack the ability to connect the dots between labor activities and financial outcomes. Even SHL's Talent Report, which was the first research report released since SHL's acquisition by Corporate Executive Board, took a different tack, extracting and analyzing data from 4 million candidate and employee assessments to arrive at a talent pool findings result. And while undeniably macro in scope, some of the more interesting findings to me included the assessments that Mexico, Turkey, and Egypt have the greatest source of potential future leaders. Hong Kong, Germany, and the UK face a leadership talent time bomb. And Eastern Europe is number one in providing the most IT talent, compared with the US rank of number 23. In summary, as evidenced by the HR Technology Conference's speakers, exhibitors, and attendees, knowledge is expanding and innovation is continuing to happen. Two harbingers for what is sure to be a very bright future for those lucky few who choose to make this industry their home. But perhaps even more importantly, the conference provided a chance for organizations to highlight and learn from the very real concerns that organizations across the world are facing and how technologies can be used to help. And with that, I'll leave this video blog and 2012 HR Technology Conference synopsis complete.